You guys requested it, so today we're going to go find some DIYs at Walmart. Walmart has a really impressive craft section, and they also have several inexpensive things that we can use to DIY.
So Walmart has this huge selection of wood pieces that I don't know how long they've had it before. They have all of these different wood letters. So you can get really cool wood pieces like this to create signs with. I love this little frame. This would be so cute with like a sign or something in it, or you could do a stencil. So these little plank signs are $2.54 and they are just so adorable. Walmart also has these wood crates for $12.42. I have a really great idea in mind for one of these. Perfect.
The first thing I did with this crate is mark lines at 3 inches in. Then from there, we cut down the top 3 slats on either side, creating an opening. Next, I grabbed a new stain color, and I'm gonna stain like I do all of my pieces. I'm just going to put on 1 coat, and then I'm gonna wipe it away with a cloth. Now, the longer you let the stain on your piece, the deeper your color is going to be. I typically immediately wipe it off. And I'm gonna stain the inside as well as the outside of this piece.
I'm gonna grab these adhesive stencils for $2.97.
I wanted to personalize this for Moose, so I'm measuring to see where the center line is, and then I'm gonna use these sticky stencils to spell out his name, as well as some Waverly white chalk paint. I love how these little Waverly stencils stick to your piece, so they're not gonna move, and they work really well, and they're also reusable, so I really like these. Now, once that had a chance to dry, I'm just gonna add in the little dog bed that I purchased for him.
Whoosh, look, look, Mom's got a new bed for you. Look, Mizzy, you see your new bed? Do you not like it? No? All right, so my favorite section at Dollar Tree has got to be their floral aisle. They have some great finds, and I have to say this is probably one of the better stores for picking out florals. So one of my favorites are these olive branches. These are $3 each. You can get the cotton stems as well. Another stem that I've bought a lot of is this one. It's $3 and they're great for adding into wreaths. So the lamb's ear usually, it looks like it's 2 bundles for $2. And I think this one might actually be new this year. I don't know, you guys will have to let me know. It's called a lavender mix. This little lavender mix is very cute. This pack of wreath rings is only $2.88. They're already gold and would make such a cute little set. Pair it with something like this eucalyptus. Really cute. In fact, I think we should get that and do that. Let's try it out.
So I have my 3 rings that I purchased, and I also bought 2 of the eucalyptus garlands and some floral wire. This floral wire I actually had from Dollar Tree, but you can pick it up at Walmart as well. I'm just gonna cut off little pieces of the floral wire and I'm gonna wrap it around. I want my garland to be about half of the wire. Then I'm going to bend my garland back and just have it go back over what I already put on. And I'm gonna hot glue that in place. So I ended up having 2 layers of the eucalyptus garland. Next, I'm gonna cut off any excess floral wire and I'm gonna hot glue it in place. Now I did pick up some of those lavender sprigs that I saw at Walmart. I'm not gonna use the lavender, but I really liked the greenery that was on that piece. So I'm just gonna cut off little pieces and I'm gonna put them sporadically just to make it look a little bit more full and natural. Next, I'm gonna move to the medium wreath and I'm going to probably use about 1/3 of the wreath to put on my eucalyptus garland, and I'm gonna attach some of those lavender sprigs as well. I did the same thing with the smaller one.
So every time I'm at Walmart, I always check the Waverly Paints. I always pick up the one you guys know that I use the most, which is the Waverly white chalk paint. They also have it available in this larger size as well. I would love to know what your guys' favorite Waverly paint is down in the comments section. Ooh, I haven't tried this one. That might be what we should try, this fawn color. And I also have not tried this one that says mineral, so I may get both of those. Yes to this table runner. And since I'm in this section right now, these wood items are so beautiful. This tray is $19.94. They also have some bowls and a cake plate. Oh my goodness, really cute. So you can definitely find crafting supplies in any section at Walmart. I'm loving this bowl. It's $3.24. It's plastic. They also have one for $6.24, but I'm gonna pick up this $3.24 one. We need to pick up a copper finish spray paint.
So I've seen a lot of high-end candles in bowls, so that's what I wanted to recreate. So I'm gonna use that copper spray paint and give it 2 coats of spray paint on the outside of my bowl as well as the inside. Next, I'm going to be melting down some candles that I had left over from projects I did from Dollar Tree. I also picked up some of these candle wicks off of Amazon. You can get them in a huge pack and they last forever. I'm gonna hot glue them to the bottom of the bowl. If you boil the candles, it takes about 20 minutes for them to melt down. So I'm just going to melt down the candles and carefully pour them into my bowl. Next, I'll just cut off the wicks. This is a really easy way to have a high-end candle look for inexpensive.
I love these little pre-made succulents, really cute. Love this. You could probably put that together as well. And these are cute too. Ooh, I like that one for $4.97. I also love these little succulents that kind of hang over the side. Those are really cute. So I have an idea for this container for $2.97. They have some really cool jute twine, like this white one for $1.74. Yes, please. Now their succulents are more expensive than you would pick them up at Dollar Tree, but some of them are a little bit better quality and worth it. If you wanted to do an air plant, these are $3.47. They don't have something similar to that at Dollar Tree. And then they also have some larger ones down here that are around $5. That's really pretty.
So I'm going to take the glass container as well as this twine. I'm going to start by pulling out 8 long pieces of twine. The longer the better, because once you start tying knots, it gets smaller. Once I get my 8 knots pulled out, I'm going to take it and tie it in a big knot. This is going to be the bottom of my container. Next, I'm going to take 2 pieces and tie them in a knot so that the knot will be right at the bottom edge of my jar. I'm gonna repeat this so I have 4 knots all together. And then I'll spread it out over my container so that I make sure that all the knots are even. Now I'm going to take those 4 knots and I'm going to separate them. So I'll have 1 string from one knot and I'm going to tie it in another knot. You can kind of see how I'm doing this. So I'll do that with all 4 of my knots and I will create 4 new knots. Now I'm going to do this process again, pulling and creating another knot. So it creates kind of a webbing of knots. Once I have those 3 layers of knots in place, I'll pull up all of the pieces, make them as even as possible, and I will tie a knot at the top, and then I'll tie an additional knot and cut off any excess twine. I added in rocks and that air plant from Walmart, but really you could put in anything, and I think this makes a great plant hanger.
They do have wood beads at Walmart, but I think you can get a better deal for a larger quantity on Amazon. I love to buy all my glue at Walmart. Lately, I've been picking up these little E6000 tubes. That way I get them in smaller amounts. I used to get these big tubes, but they get really gunky, so I prefer these smaller ones. Walmart has really inexpensive frames. I have a project that I want to do in my room, and I'm going to pick up 4 of these frames for $6.84 that are 16 by 20.
I also grabbed 4 white poster boards. I wanted to update the wedding frames in my room because they've been around for a while and I just wanted something a little bit more modern. So I'm gonna take the poster board, I'm gonna create my own mats. So I'm cutting them down to be 16 by 20 based on the size of the frame. Next, you could see this little template. For some reason, I didn't get a video of me tracing the template I created. I just cut out a template that I created on Word, and then I'm gonna use a rotary cutter to cut it out. I'm gonna center it up around my picture, making sure I cut off all of the excess. Then I'm just going to take my picture, center it, and then I'll put some painter's tape on the back. And then I'm gonna add it to my frame, add in the glass, and that's all there is to updating these frames. I'm gonna repeat this with all 4 of my pictures. These were pictures that were just hanging on the wall in my bedroom, and the frames were kind of mismatched, so I'm excited to have them all looking the same now.
I love this burlap section. Like this ribbon right here is so cute. And then I also really like this one. So I get a lot of questions on the spray paint that I buy at Walmart. So typically I will always pick up this ultra matte color. I like the matte finish right now, and I usually get it in white. If I can't find it in black, I'll just get the flat black. Walmart also has some really inexpensive containers you can use for decorating. I love all of their glass containers. This is gorgeous. This smaller one's $6.88, this one's $11.88. We're getting both.
So I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I picked up some glass paints off of Amazon. Now I've never tried this before, so this was kind of a new experiment. I'm gonna be using the blue and green color. So what you want to do whenever you're glass painting, from what I learned from doing this, is you're going to do thin coats. On both of my containers, I ended up doing 3 very thin coats. It also dries very quickly. So when you're putting it on, you want to make sure that you don't have any excess paint anywhere. You want to brush it and make sure it's blended in as nicely as possible. So I did a thin layer on each of them, and then I went in additional layers. This glass paint in no way covered it completely, but it gave it a really kind of nice looking frosted look. So in the end, I really liked the way these turned out. The more paint you add, the deeper your color is going to be. So I stopped at 3 coats, but you could probably add even more coats if you wanted it to have a deeper look. Now, once it has a chance to dry, the directions tell you to bake it for 2 hours at 176 degrees. So that's what I did, and then it tells you just to naturally let it cool. I added in some candles that I picked up, and I love the way these turned out. You'll have to let me know down in the comments what you think of them. I hope you guys had fun crafting with me with items we purchased at Walmart. Let me know down in the comments which place you'd like me to go get craft supplies at next. I'd love to try some new stores, so let me know what you'd like to see down below. Like always, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos, and I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.